It's Friday night USL League One action under the lights from Statesboro, Georgia, between one of the oldest teams in the league against one of the youngest. It's South Georgia Tormenta against one Knoxville on ESPN+. And there may be a gap in age between our two protagonists, but in the league, that's certainly not the case. 5th and 6th in the standings, separated by just 1 point. Both sat in the top 3 earlier this season, but both have just won 1 game in the league in the last 6 games. But the Jägermeister Cup has provided a little bit more success for both teams this week. Let's start with South Georgia Tormenta, who are in Central Valley going up against Fuego, and Daniel Steedman in the 16th minute. Wow, you won't see a better goal than that all weekend. Directly from the free kick right into the top corner. And Tormenta had control for most of this game, but then with about 20 minutes to go, Alfredo Mident into the bottom corner. And when the games are tied in Jägermeister Cup, it goes to penalty kicks. Cromwell for Fuego missed in sudden death. Pedro Campos played the role of hero and won it for Tormenta. The goalkeeper in that shootout for South Georgia was Drew Romig. An injury for #1 starter Ford Parker means he gets his first USL 1 start of the season. He's a goalkeeper that could be playing more league games according to head coach Ian Cameron. So he gets his opportunity against a one Knox side that's had its troubles in the league as of late. 3 straight defeats in League One. But in the Jaeger Cup, they have won 2 straight, including snapping an 8-game win streak of forward Madison last time now. A 2-0 victory. And a big part of that excellence has been Angelo Kelly. Coach McKeever has put Kelly further up the pitch this season, he says, and that's helped the likes of Frank Ross and Kempis Tequila get more opportunities. Kelly with the 4th most chances created in the league this season. 2 teams desperate to get back in the win column in USL League One. Who will come out on top in the 5th ever matchup between these two sides? Lineups and kickoff are next on ESPN+.
I need to try it first.
Are you suffering from hip or knee pain? Don't let the pain hold you back. The region's most experienced robotic joint replacement team at Optum Health System offers an individually tailored approach that is more precise and creates smaller incisions. For you, that can mean a faster recovery with less pain. Your comeback starts here. Call today to find out if robotic-assisted joint replacement is right for you.
The Clubhouse in Statesboro, Southeast Georgia's best place to play. The Clubhouse in Statesboro, where fun is done.
Hi, I'm Michelle Smith-Lang from Kids World Learning Center here in Statesboro, Georgia. Let us take care of all of your child care needs here at Kids World Learning Center, from your infants all the way to your after-schoolers. We also have a summer camp and holiday camp for those older children. And we have our brand new bus for our field trips, for the children to have fun and to learn and to explore new things all around our beautiful county. Thank you for trusting us with your most prized possessions.
At Savannah Hilton Head International, you can choose from 11 different airlines, including Southwest Airlines, Breeze Airways, and Avelo Airlines. With up to 70 daily nonstop departures and over 30 nonstop destinations, Savannah Hilton Head International gives you more choices for a travel plan that fits your needs. Savannah Hilton Head International. Visit flysav.com.
Welcome back to Statesboro, Georgia and Tormenta Stadium. We are moments away from the start of this USL League One matchup between South Georgia Tormenta and One Knoxville. Let's take a look at the starting 11 first for South Georgia Tormenta, and the big story is Drew Romig gets his first start of the season in League One for the injured forward. Parker Nikakoto as well is back in the squad after serving a one-match suspension after he received a red card against Chattanooga Red Wolves last time out. And for One Knoxville, they also have another player returning from suspension. That is Sean Lewis between the sticks. Head coach Mark McKeever sticks with the 5 at the back formation that he used to take down forward Madison. Will that work against this South Georgia Tormenta team, who have gone to a 3 at the back formation for just the 3rd time in the history of Ian Cameron's tenure? There's only one way to find out. Wesley Costa is our center referee, waiting to get underway from a very warm Tormenta Stadium. We are underway. One Knoxville kicking from the right to left in their white strip. South Georgia Tormenta in their home black kit, kicking from left to right. Nicholas Whaley with you here on ESPN+. And like I mentioned before, it is a very warm day. Heat advisories across the region here in South Georgia. Feels like 100 degrees, so you expect to see a few hydration breaks throughout, especially this first period. But this is a game that is so evenly matched. 5th and 6th in the table, separated by just 1 point. Both teams with such similar records as of late as well. Both have won just 1 game in their last 6. One Knoxville pushing forward early here on the right-hand side. Kelly. Johnson. Danny Fernandez. Richie. Keep an eye out on him tonight down that left wing. Most chances created in League One this season. Him and Angelo Kelly sitting in the top 4 of those stats in league play. One Knox holding possession early. And Knox do like to hold possession a little bit more. They rank 2nd in League One for possession with about 54% on average. Tormenta just below average with 49% on average. Tonight's going to be all about making the ball do the work, especially with these conditions. Richie with the throw. Ball's cleared quickly by Tunbridge. Tormenta really pinned back at the moment. Howgley resets play once again for Knoxville. Coming off of such a high against forward Madison, who were the hottest team in the league going into that one in the Jägermeister Cup. Ball played in behind. Chasing after it is Frank Ross. He will run out of play. Nikakoto will quickly get the ball back to Drew Romig, making his first start in USL League One this season. And it's not like he's the 2nd string. He launches that one out of play, but he has played at the championship level, played 22 games last season for Memphis 901 in the upper division of USL. Certainly no downgrade from Ford Parker, who is sidelined with a lower body injury tonight. Foul called against Tormenta, and a first free kick for Knoxville in the area of considerable danger. One Knoxville yet to score from a set piece this season. Kempis Tequila, the squad's leading scorer, standing over this one. big options in the center, the likes of Skelton. Tequila whips it in, and a first considerable contribution from Romig as he collects it. Tormenta just can't get out of their own half at the moment. Tequila. And One Knox once again take control of possession. Well, that one's played out of the back from Skelton, misplayed. Quickly sprinting forward. Spagler. Shot comes in from the left wing, but it goes way off target. First time Tormenta have been able to stretch their legs a little bit. Sebastian Vivas, Tormenta's top scorer. You would like to think that he would at least get it towards target. 7 goals on the season for the Argentine. 5 in the league this season. That ranks 3rd at the moment in USL League One. Somebody that Coach Ian Cameron has praised a lot in midweek. It's a testament to his character, being able to adapt to the American style of football so quickly. Brought his family here. He's embraced everything. Great speed and great physical ability as well. His goals have been relied on. Here is Vivas. First meaningful control of possession for South Georgia. Spangler. He loses it. Cleared away by Kelly. Johnson tried to flick it forward. Might have even hurt himself in the process. Now that foul on Daniel Steedman. Big free kick for South Georgia. South Georgia have been such a staple in the league. As mentioned in the Open, they are the eldest team in League One. They played in the first ever match in USL League One. Sebastian Vivas, it's his first season for South Georgia Tormenta. One Knox joining last season in 2023. Taken by Tunbridge towards the area, headed on by Akoto, and Sean Lewis had to make sure to get the grab. Decent free kick from Mason Tunbridge. Akoto didn't realize how much space he had. His back was turned to goal. Sean Lewis easily grabs it in the Knoxville net. Lovely switch from Fernandez. Thomas. One Knoxville, I mentioned, in their 2nd season in USL League One. Sitting in 6th position. They have 2 games in hand on Tormenta heading into tonight. Could jump up into the top 4 with a win on the road. Johnson turning forward here. Here's Frank Ross. Kelly from distance and forces the touch over from Drew Romig. First real test of the goalkeeper, and it comes from Angelo Kelly, the Honduran. He launches it from distance, gave the green light, and Romig certainly needed to provide a touch over. Angelo Kelly, 4th most chances created in USL League One. But he likes to have a go himself. 3 goals this season, all in league play as well. Whip towards the near post. That one's headed clear. That one's back into play, and flicked header there from Big Dangler. It was right into the hands of his goalkeeper. The sun sets here in South Georgia, in Statesboro. South Georgia Tormenta have created such a fantastic environment. We've got this brand new soccer-specific stadium. 2022 USL League One champions. Also 2022 USLW League champions on the women's side. The future is certainly bright for Ian Cameron and his squad. But it's a squad that is new. Only 6 returning players this season. And the second youngest team in League One as well. And he said in midweek that he'd be lying if he said that there weren't going to be growing pains. He knew that we're going to be a little bit young, but these young players understand the dynamics of the game. Long ball over the top. Vivas was the intended target, ends up in the hands of Sean Lewis. Ian Cameron, he counts on his staff. He knows his staff are looking to get the best out of these players at every given moment. Spangler pressing high. Forces the ball out of play. Been active there on the left-hand side in the early going. Jay Chrysler will take the throw in here, the Washington native. Played his college soccer at Gonzaga. Started his pro career for Detroit City before they were in USL Championship. They were priorly in Nisa. We'll have a quick stoppage in play, and it seems as if it's a collision of heads at the center of the field, and immediately the referee signals to stop. And it's Kempis Tequila clutching his face. And that'll be a massive concern for head coach McKeever. It's just a collision of heads between him and Callum Stretch. Tequila immediately clutching his head, and the referee is obliged to stop play immediately for a head injury. We'll hope that Kempis Tequila is okay to continue. A lot of the players quickly grabbing a little bit of hydration. It is required. It is 93 degrees at the start of kickoff. Feels like 100. Heat advisory warnings throughout the area here in Georgia. Take a look at what is going on across USL League One, because the past few days have been quite exciting. Yeah, the Hennessy Derby and the Ice and Fire Cup, both with last-minute goals. Richmond Kickers getting the win over Forward Madison. Northern Colorado coming back from 2 behind to level against Central Valley Fuego. And we've got 3 games tomorrow, all on ESPN Plus, starting with Lexington and Union Omaha. That one's at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then Northern Colorado play again against Charlotte Independence at 9. And at the same time, Spokane Velocity play against Chattanooga Red Wolves. Jam-packed schedule across USL League One. We're at the heart of the season, just past halfway. Jägermeister Cup action as well coming in the next week or so. Tequila back on his feet. Looks as if he should be able to continue. Somebody that won Knoxville. Do not want to lose. 5 goals in all competitions this season, 4 in the league. German international. Started his pro career in the 4th division of Germany with FC Cray and signed for Dortmund in 2018 as a youth player. And she signed for Knox this season. The 2 teams headed by players from overseas. Already mentioned Sebastian Vivas for Tormenta. Tequila is the direct comparison. He's back on the pitch now. Here's Callum Stretch taking space. Tunbridge on the turn. He gets intercepted. Tormenta have it back. Stretch on the right. Tequila pressing there, but Tunbridge did well. Long ball over the top. Vivas the target. He gets control. Akoto in behind. Akoto across goal. Vivas was there waiting, but it was intercepted before it could get to him. That one's cleared away by One Knox. They can now go on the counter-attack. Here's Frank Ross. Good step in there from Dengler. These 2 teams, like I mentioned before, so evenly matched. It's going to be end-to-end. It's going to be cagey as well. One Knox, the superior defensive team, but Tormenta, the superior offensive team this season. Will that cancel each other out? We see both on display. Tunbridge, first time, sailing over the crossbar. We take a look at that first time chance. Ball was played in by Spangler, first time from Tunbridge. Could have done a little bit better, you have to say. That one's over the top, gets over everyone. Kosa will reset. Vivas. Dalmeida. Lombardi. Vivas. Lombardi again. Mason Tunbridge tries to lift it over the top. Frank Ross goes down, and that will be a free kick. The competition is heating up this summer on CBS. Sacramento Republic FC look for revenge against the red-hot Oakland Roots on Sunday, July the 21st at 4 p.m. Eastern, and on August 3rd at 4 p.m. Surging Detroit City FC hosts newcomer Rhode Island FC for the first time as the USL Summer of Soccer continues on the CBS network. It certainly is exciting times in USL. The first ever game on ESPN2 of USL League One was South Georgia Tormenta against Forward Madison. That one ended 0-0. And it stopped a 6-game win streak for Forward Madison at the time. In that 8-game run for Forward Madison, Tormenta was the only one to stop them. In Knoxville, they did one better, beating Forward Madison 2-0 in the Jägermeister Cup last time out. Stuart Ritchie and Frank Ross on the score sheet of that one. That one's over the top. Ritchie put into work here. Muscled off it by Akoto. Akoto first time! On the volley, but it wasn't too close to the goal. Nick Akoto, a player that Ian Cameron has certainly missed in his squad because of his suspension for a red card he got against Chattanooga. Completely muscles Ritchie off it. Just flashes it across goal on the half volley. And Cameron said he's an asset to most coaches. If we had him in the, and if he said if we had him in the second half against Chattanooga and against Central Valley, could have probably won those games. High praise from his head coach. Vivas played down the line. One back by Frank Ross. There's a whistle, and that one is against Vivas. To say in the early going, both players, sets of players, they still feeling each other out somewhat. Of course, the conditions making that a little bit more difficult. Just under 18 minutes gone. The sun has just about set under the beautiful Georgian sky. Hernandez, long ball over the top, but didn't find its intended target, which must have been Ritchie down the left. Slight breeze picking up as well. That'll certainly help the players. Romig's clearance not brilliant. And Knox can try and move forward with it, but the pass to Ritchie was just too far in front of him. Callum Stretch, the Los Angeles native, taking the throw for Tormenta. The youngest player to ever sign with an English club at the time in 2016, when he signed for Aston Villa at just 15 years old. That record now broken by Philadelphia's Kevin Sullivan, who signed with Man City, and he's just 14 years of age. Certainly a bright future for United States soccer, even if in the present there are certain question marks about the US men's national team. Certainly many updates will be coming in the next week or so. Lombardi keeps it in play. Vivas tried the 1-2. That was intercepted nicely by Thomas. Flick on from Ross. Couldn't find Kelly. Dunbridge. Tried to flick it over the top for Steedman. End up in a 1 Knoxville goal kick. Sean Lewis in goal for 1 Knoxville. He's tied for second in League One for clean sheets. Head coach Ian Cameron, he knows it's been a struggle with his new squad, but against Central Valley, Fuego, he said it was a game of 2 halves. Should have scored the second goal in the first half, but the margins are just so close in League One, and he knows 2022 League One champion. He's been with Tormenta since 2019, led the Tormenta 2 side in USL League Two to the semi-finals, and it's the longest playoff run in the club's history. Mark McKeever himself has had quite the career, 13 years playing, 256 total appearances. He won the USL League Two National Championship in 2021 with Des Moines Menace in Iowa. For him, in the last victory for him, so happy to see the expression on his players' faces, and seems to be a good vibe in the 1 Knoxville locker room going into tonight. Tormenta looking to spoil the party. One Knox started with the ball well. Tormenta have dominated in the last 5-10 minutes or so. The final ball just hasn't been there as it was into Sean Lewis's arms once again. Fernandez. High pressing from Tormenta, looking to force 1 Knox back, forcing the long ball like we see here, but that one once again getting all the way to the edge of the playing area, collected nicely by Drew Romig.
Once you get across the possession, we need a box present.
Kempis Tequila there with the foul. And Preston Kilwine. Kilwine started every single game this season for South Georgia, has played practically every minute, over 1,400 minutes in all competitions. Here's Akoto. Kilwine. Spangler. Knocks it back towards the area. Sean Lewis did well to come and collect. Once again, that final ball just not coming together for both teams. This was expected going into today, both so evenly matched, and Sebastian Vivas, can he get on the score sheet? Kelly taking his space ahead of him. Here's Ritchie. Richie's cross in towards the back post. Tequila was there. That one's sent high, but not far. Header back in is collected by Romig. One knocking on the door. We approached the 25th minute. Stuart Ritchie, his crosses are certainly ones to look out for. Coach McKeever says his style of play is all part of the plan. It's the plan to try and sit deeper and then create the big spaces in the corners on the overlapping runs. He's great with the ball, dynamic, very creative. Just needs to work on those deliveries, and I have to say that delivery wasn't too bad from Ritchie. Expect to see a few more crosses throughout this game. Late challenge. End up being a Knoxville free kick. Whether you're a die-hard soccer fan or looking for a fun outing with your business, Tormenta FC offers something for everyone. And what's better than enjoying the beautiful game with your favorite people by your side? Book your next group outing by going to tormentafc.com/groups. Tormenta Stadium, the 5,300 soccer-specific venue, opened in 2022. Perfect timing for the League One champion season of South Georgia Tormenta. It's the first pro sports team in Statesboro, Georgia for nearly 60 years, since the Statesboro Pilots baseball team of the Georgia State League left in 1955. It's been an area that's been dying for some pro sports, and say Tormenta have done a fantastic job at bringing pro soccer to Southern Georgia. Here's Ritchie. Across goal, Romig had to throw it a foot. Once again, the dangerous crosses from Stuart Ritchie. Fernandez. Ritchie keeps it in play. Makoto got in the way of that cross. Stuart Ritchie leads League One in chances created. You can see why that was a beautiful ball into the cross, excuse me. Tequila and Ross waiting in the center. Callum Johnson, as well, has been fantastic with his crosses into the box. 4 assists on the season. Johnson. And that was nicely collected by Drew Romig. Well, Romig's got that experience, a championship level experience. And it's a headache that Coach Ian Cameron likes to have. 2 goalkeepers, starting caliber goalkeepers. See, Drew Romig certainly could have played more League One games this season, and it's a surprise that this is his first start. Has had all his starts this season, 3 of which have been in the Jägermeister Cup. Phil Parker's injury, leaving him out of not just this game, but the previous one as well in the Jägermeister Cup. Vivas in behind. Into the penalty area. Header comes in. Shouts for handball. Referee looks the other way. Tunbridge's header right into the pack of Knoxville players. Shouts for handball. They're not going to get it. Lombardi, long cross in. Vivas gets called for offside. Certainly close. See if that did touch the arm of a Knoxville player. Vivas's ball in was perfect. Header came in. It did hit an arm, but it does seem like Chrysler had his arm right next to his body. Ritchie. Ball into the box. Romig collects once again. very active in the opening half hour, Drew Romig. Been forced to collect quite a few crosses and had one great save earlier on.
Next play. We'll sort that half. Let's it. Go. Shut up and move on. We're stopping in 1 minute and I'll sort it right now. He's way out of position. That's it.
Commands from the sideline. Head coach Ian Cameron telling players to just move on to the next play. No video assistant referee in USL League One. So that handball couldn't even be looked at by the refereeing crew. It's all decisions on the pitch. That was well won there by Howley. Frank Ross gets challenged. Slight challenge there from Spengler. Frank Ross hitting the turf. Tune into ESPN2 for a USL Summer of Soccer showdown between Eastern Conference rivals Pittsburgh Riverhounds and Hartford Athletic as they battle to stay in the race for playoff contention. That one is Saturday, July 20th at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. It was certainly very hot in South Georgia. But let's take a look at what Tormenta can really have as a threat going forward, because they have been really good in front of goal. Now Watson, he's a player on the bench. Most substitute appearances this season for Tormenta with 10. We'll see if he comes on later on. Tormenta, they know how to capitalize on their opportunities. 17 goals in the league this season. Yet to cut on the score sheet today. That was certainly a thunder strike. Neil Watson once again as well. He's definitely a player that could even be starting for Tormenta. Only started 3 games this season in the league. Well, Knoxville haven't scored as many goals as South Georgia Tormenta. They've scored 10 in all competitions, but they certainly are a threat in front of goal, especially with the front 3 of Kempis Tequila, Frank Ross, Rodolfo Castro is on the bench tonight. They know how to get on the end of any set piece. With the big heads of Frank Ross, Kempis Tequila, both over 6 foot. They know how to score, and they've also got the centre-back duo of Jalen Chrysler and Jordan Skelton, both over 6'3" in size. Be a threat all night from corner kicks and set pieces. Referee Wesley Costa getting everyone back organized and ready to restart play after that hydration break. It certainly is required. 100 degrees, it feels like. So for Wesley Costa as well, he will certainly need a drink after that first half hour. Lots of running up and down the field. It's been end-to-end, lots of long balls over the top from both teams, making the ball do the work, but that doesn't really help the referee. He's got to keep up. Both teams, it certainly is important to hydrate throughout the summer months. Fernandez sending it forward. Kelly was up there initially. Frank Ross. He's muscled off it by Dengler.
Somebody get close to the server, you know where it's going.
Vivas tried to control, couldn't do so, and that is absolutely walloped upfield by Skelton. Good turn from Johnson. Hard challenge from Akoto. Referee thought about it. Let play go on. That's in behind. Akoto's running onto it. He's got Vivas in support. Akoto. That was behind Vivas. And the play fizzles out. One Knox deciding to just build slowly rather than go directly on the counter. It's a cagey affair. Utmost respect from both sets of coaches as well. Coach McKeever said over the past 2 seasons, he thinks this contest is a bang even on head-to-head, and he's sure that this contest would be no different, and he's the first 34 minutes it has appeared to be so. But both teams do like to score their goals in the second half. 70% of One Knoxville's goals have come in the second half in league play. Tormenta, 65 of their goals have come in the second half, 35% of which have been from the 76th minute to the 90th minute. So it may be a little bit slow at the moment. I'm sure once the 90 minutes near its end, the fireworks will certainly start to come out. And even if they're a day late or 4th of July, certainly wouldn't mind here in Georgia. Spangler brought down. Referee says no free kick. It'll just be a throw. Stretch. Good turn from Tunbridge, taking the space ahead of him. Mason Tunbridge gets it across goal. Vivas! Shot saved by Lewis. Best chance of the game so far for South Georgia Tormenta. Vivas' first-time effort. Little spill from Sean Lewis, but he was able to jump on it right away. Tunbridge did very well to get that ball into the area. Sean Lewis quickly on it. Has missed 1 game because of that suspension, but he's back for One Knoxville.
Someone's got to be there to receive her. Someone's got to be bouncing underneath. The knocker spot.
Callum Stretch. Daniel Steedman. Gaps opening up. Tried to find a Kodo in behind. That ball's bouncing around in the area. Sean Lewis gets the ball chested back to him by Thomas. A most recent effort by Sebastian Vivas. First shot on target for South Georgia Tormenta tonight. Well, Knoxville have had a shot of their own. About 17 minutes into the game. Angelo Kelly firing from distance, forcing the save. Drew roaming over the bar. Tunbridge nearly gets caught on it. Gets his shirt pulled by Fernandez.
Just inside the hand. Just inside. Inside. Inside.
Vivas in the back of Jalen Chrysler. Vivas certainly not happy about the decision from the referee. Also need a new ball as that one goes over the stand. Select, the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select USL-sport.com for the latest select products, specials, and more. Select the player's choice. Tequila. Ugly on the turn. Fernandez. Will we see a breakthrough before the halftime interval? It's over 5 minutes to go in this first half. Both teams have had one significant chance. Other than that, it's been relatively quiet. Both teams trying to find their gaps. A few Stuart Ritchie crosses on the left wing for one Knoxville have been threatening as well. Here is Danny Fernandez. Flicks it towards Ritchie. Ritchie shot near post, saved by Romig. Very well done by the Virginia man. He clearly didn't have a good sight of the ball. Ritchie's shot was on target. And the goalkeeper did ever so well to hold on to it. Second big chance of the night for one Knoxville. And Stuart Ritchie again threatening down that left flank. Him and Danny Fernandez working excellently together. Lombardi. Deflecting cross in. Header from Akoto. Stretch. Spangler. Tunbridge. All the way back to Lombardi again. His cross in. Header from Akoto again. Did that take a deflection for a corner? Doesn't appear to be so. Referee says go kick. Lombardi, his second cross into the area, and looks like it went right off the chest of Nick Akoto. Back in the squad after suspension. Last time out, got a red card right at the end of the first half of the Chattanooga Red Wolves game. It was a decision that Ian Cameron certainly said he didn't want to think too much about that. It was a controversial decision for sure, especially at that stage in the game. He's so happy to have him back. Skelton. Haugley taking space forward. Johnson. He has more green ahead of him. Johnson. Tequila. Can Tequila get there? Not before Romig gets it in his grasp. Game has opened up towards the end of this first half. Tequila did well to get the touch around Dangler. The two Tormenta defenders got in his way. Haugley. Been more involved here in the second part of this first half. Frank Ross. Strong defending from Nick Akoto, and that offsets Frank Ross. It's about 2 minutes to go in the first half from Tormenta Stadium. Still at a deadlock, 0-0 here on ESPN Plus. Nicholas Whaley still with you. Both teams have had considerable chances. Knoxville have had two significant ones, both of which being nicely saved by Drew Romig in his first USL League One start of the season. One Knox looking the more dangerous team, but Vivas winning it right off of Haugli there. Lombardi tried to flick it away from Thomas. Wins the throw instead. Dalmeida. Tunbridge. Expect to have 4 minutes of added time at the end of this first half. He had that hydration break and a Kempis Tequila head injury early going. Lombardi on the left wing up against Thomas. Lombardi, shot coming in. Glides wide of the post. Aaron Lombardi making his 10th
minimum of 4 minutes of added time to the
start of the season for Tormenta in all competitions. Joined Tormenta this season from Chattanooga Red Wolves. Made 57 appearances for the Tennessee club. Made it to the final with Red Wolves when they lost to Tormenta in 2022. Sean Lewis sending it forward. That one's flicked on and will end up in the hands of his opposite number. Tunbridge. Steedman. Richie did ever so well to keep that in play. It's too bad he didn't have any one of his fellow white shirts running in behind. Steedman. That one's down the line. Vivas will collect. Up against Fernandez. Well defended in the end. Flick forward. Lovely control from Ross. Challenge in the back from Steedman. Free kick and the first yellow card of the night goes to Daniel Steedman. It's his second in the league this season.
In first half added time, yellow card issued to Tormenta FC number 8, Daniel Steedman.
Good opportunity here for one Knox. They've scored goals on set pieces in Jägermeister Cup. Haven't done so in league play, but they have the bodies in the center. Tequila, Ross, Chrysler, Skelton, all over 6 foot. Be bouncing around the top of the penalty area. It is a long way for Callum Johnson. Johnson whips it towards the penalty area. Headed clear by Kilwine. Koto on his unfamiliar left side. Stretch got there just in time to send it into the stands. Well, Knox putting the pressure on as we head towards the final minute of added time. Fans making sure to give the ball back. Throw towards Kelly. Akoto knocks it out of play again. See if he gets back to his left-hand side. Ross towards the top of the area. Lovely control from Tequila! Drew Romig called into action again and did well to hold on to it. Kempis Tequila looking to get his 6th goal on the year. Lovely turn on the half volley. It was absolutely fizzed at Romig. Lombardi. About to elapse that 4th minute of stoppage time. His cross into the box is headed clear. Is there another roll of the dice for Tormenta to end this first half? Spangler. Tunbridge. And that will do it for the first 45 minutes. It is a stalemate in Statesboro, Georgia. Both teams have had their fair share of opportunities. One knocks a few more. Kempis Tequila looked to make it 1-0 late in the first half. Richie had a shot himself at the near post, but neither of which could find the back of the net. Vivas had a shot of his own that was saved by Sean Lewis. But both teams at a deadlock to start the first 45 minutes. When we come back, we'll take a look at what's going on across USL League One. We'll also take a look at some first half highlights. Don't go anywhere on ESPN+.
Do you still know how to fix one of these things?
Full command.
I'm building a team. Are you in?
I think Blue Lightning will want to come too.
You guys looking for real speed?
Hey, smart board, when you're done fixing that, Bullet County needs your help.
I need to try it first.
The Clubhouse in Statesboro, Southeast Georgia's best place to play. The Clubhouse in Statesboro, where fun is done.
Optum Health System's commitment to you has not changed. Unmatched safety and compassionate care. Others may talk about the new normal, but at Optum Health System, we've always provided high-quality, personalized care safely. If you have recently delayed your care, we want to reassure you we are prepared to care for you. Our absolute commitment to safe, high-quality, personalized care is stronger than ever. We welcome you back to Optum Health System.
The sun setting over South Georgia. What a beautiful sunset that is. It is a stalemate here from Tormenta Stadium. South Georgia Tormenta 0, 1 Knoxville 0. But USL League One has been the definition of drama over the past week or so, especially on Tuesday night. Let's take a look at some of the highlights of what was a chaotic day of USL League One.
For Vinyals, and now Bill Hart, who is just behind him, back for Terzaghi! That's what he does best! Emiliano Terzaghi, back on the score sheet, 1-0 Richmond! Davila again, this one towards the near post, it's flicked in! Juan Galindrez with a flair for the dramatic again, and Madison equalize in Richmond. This is the last action. As it's sent in, all the big bodies forward, it's in! Richmond Kickers win the Henny Derby!
Finding the feet of Mariona, flushed into the area, knocked around. It's a disaster class at the back from Northern Colorado. Fuego into the box, black down for now. Siobhan John Brown bursts away into the corner. Tackles Yamazaki, Abakil Robles, Keegan fires! My word! Super strike! Real whimsy. Ball in. Gill! Wonderstruck in Windsor!
The Henny Derby and the Fire and Ice Cup did not disappoint. Hopefully, this one won't disappoint either. It may be 0-0 now, but both teams like to score in the second half. We'll have Goal of the Week, Stave of the Week, Team of the Week, and the upcoming schedules after this break on ESPN+. Don't go anywhere.
New flavors. The same traditions. Be the guest of honor. Add more flavor to your parties. El Jimador. Spiked bebidas.
Shaw's in front of him, takes a deflection. Here comes Sacramento right back at Trevor Abbott.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
They're hungry for the women's game. They want to see women's soccer. They want to play women's soccer, and that's what we're building at the USL. You can see it in my eyes.
I'm Michelle Smith-Lang from Kids World Learning Center here in Statesboro, Georgia. Let us take care of all of your childcare needs here at Kids World Learning Center, from your infants all the way to your after-schoolers. We also have a summer camp and holiday camp for those older children. And we have our brand new bus for our field trips, for the children to have fun and to learn and to explore new things all around our beautiful county. Thank you for trusting us with your most prized possessions.
Welcome back to Tormenta Stadium. It is goalless at the break between Tormenta and Knoxville. Let's take a look at the team of the week from this past week. And there is a South Georgia Tormenta player in there. It is the captain, Jake Dangler, who makes his way into that back line. A lot of focus, of course, on Liam McKinnon, leading the way in USL League One for goals. There have been some great goals in USL. Let's take a look at the goal of the week for week 12.
Garnett lost out. Here's Ethan Horde for Northern Colorado. Rendon making the run in. Horde onto his right. Still Ethan Horde. Never laid the ball off, and that's why! Ethan Horde's tenacity rewarded with a thunderbolt. Northern Colorado get a second.
Do things like this.
Alvarez still with the ball at his feet. Alvarez takes a shot. Excellent save by Reichenberg.
What a week of USL League One action we have had so far. The Henny Derby and the Fire and Ice Cup definitely did deliver both games with last-minute goals to make it 2-2 and 2-1 respectively. But tomorrow, there's more USL League One action, starting with Lexington and Omaha at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then we got 2 games at 9 o'clock. All 3 are on ESPN+. And the USL Summer of Soccer is in full swing. First on CBS main channel network is the NorCal rivalry between Oakland Roots and Sacramento Republic. It is one of the most underrated derbies in all of American soccer at the moment. Sacramento dominating the series at 3 wins, 2 losses, and 5 draws. They've also got the game on August the 3rd. 2 of the newest teams in USL Championship, both with big stadium projects on the way. Detroit City FC play host to the first-year expansion side, Rhode Island FC. Keyworth Stadium in Detroit, one of the best atmospheres in all of USL Championship. That should be a real good one. Both games on CBS. Let's take a look at the Tormenta upcoming schedule. Lexington, they are going on the road for 3 straight games after tonight, starting with Lexington. That one is in the league before they play Charlotte Independence in the Jägermeister Cup. They're finally back home in August. No home games from now until then against Spokane Velocity FC. Take a look at Knoxville as well. They get to go home for 2 games. First up against the red-hot Northern Colorado, and then Chattanooga Red Wolves 1 week later. Then they're on the road as well against Greenville Triumph, top team in USL League One. They also play against Lexington on the 10th of August. Coming up next, we've got the first half highlights and the first half stats. Going to be an exciting second half, even though it is scoreless at the moment. Don't go anywhere on ESPN+.
Are you suffering from hip or knee pain? Don't let the pain hold you back. The region's most experienced robotic joint replacement team at Optum Health System offers an individually tailored approach that is more precise and creates smaller incisions. For you, that can mean a faster recovery with less pain. Your comeback starts here. Call today to find out if robotic-assisted joint replacement is right for you.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, will be to save Bullock County from slow internet. To do so, you must recruit an exceptional tech team. They must be fast, reliable, and absolutely fearless. Time is of the essence. Bullock's internet is dependent on your success.
I need to try it first.
At Savannah Hilton Head International, you can choose from 11 different airlines, including Southwest Airlines, Breeze Airways, and Avelo Airlines. With up to 70 daily nonstop departures and over 30 nonstop destinations, Savannah Hilton Head International gives you more choices for a travel plan that fits your needs. Savannah Hilton Head International. Visit flysav.com.
The Clubhouse in Statesboro, Southeast Georgia's best place to play. The Clubhouse in Statesboro, where fun is done.
The sun has set in Statesboro, Georgia, here at Tormenta Stadium, where we're locked at 0 goals apiece between Tormenta and 1 Knoxville. Let's take a look at those first half highlights. There were shots from both sides, and just in the 7th minute was the first one coming by way of 1 Knoxville, and our player to watch, Kelly, hitting it from distance and forcing the save of Our other player to watch, Drew Romig. Vivas then got the ball down the right flank. Header coming in, calls for handball. Referee looked the other way. Going into the 35th minute, possibly the best chance for Tormenta. Vivas, first time shot. Nicely collected by goalkeeper Sean Lewis. Going into the 40th minute, we saw our two best chances for one, Knoxville. Ball flicked in for Richie at the near post, forced the diving stop of Drew Romig. 2 minutes later, Johnson playing the ball in towards Tequila. He came just at the nick of time. And then in the 4th minute of stoppage time, Tequila would get another flash at goal. First touch on the spin. Right in the hands of Drew Romig. Looking at those first half stats, Tormenta have had more of the possession, which is actually quite a surprise. They normally average about 48% possession. They've had more shots, less on target. One Knoxville shots have been that little bit more efficient. 3 shots, all 3 of them on target. But the most important stat of all, both teams no goals at the moment. Referee Wesley Costa gets us back underway. The night sky of South Georgia now, it's sort of navy blue. Hopefully it will cool down a little bit for these players. Felt like 100 degrees at kickoff. Air temperature hopefully dropped from 93 degrees Fahrenheit. No changes at halftime for both teams. Both head coach Mark McKeever and Ian Cameron decide to stand packed. Mark McKeever will be the happier of the two coaches, but it's been so evenly matched. Can't argue that Ian Cameron has been too displeased with his team's performance so far. Both teams have had their own spells of possession. That was a missed pass straight to Kempis Tequila. Tequila decides to reset. Tormenta got everyone behind the ball very quickly. Thomas. Foul by Lombardi. Free kick quickly taken. Nicholas Whaley with you here on ESPN Plus. This Friday night edition of USL League One. Two teams so evenly matched, even in the standings. 5th and 6th going into tonight. Just 1 point apart. Tormenta have played 2 games more. They've played more games than anybody else in USL in all competitions. This is their 17th game of the season tonight. Nice touch from Lombardi. Can't find our fellow black shirt. Steedman. Almeida. Akoto. Still Akoto. Up against Fernandez. Stretch, and he was in an offside position. Second offside of the night for Tormenta. It is a tactical battle, this game. Each have had their spells of holding the ball and building up from the back. Both teams have also played the ball long, being more direct. Both teams have experimented with different formations this season. Mark McKeever using the 5 at the back formation for the 2nd straight game, and he said it's always good to have the ability to change the environment, but just changing it for the sake of it is not what we're looking for. Tormenta, they've almost had a necessity, have had to go to 3 at the back, but it has made their attacking threat more prevalent, and the squad that is so young, second youngest in the league. Ian Cameron, who has typically done 4 at the back for most of his time as Tormenta manager, going to 3 at the back has really helped his personnel. Angelo Kelly turning away from space, plays Kempis Tequila, who's a little bit ahead of him. Tequila tries to find an opening. Johnson. James Thomas. That one's crossed in. Punch from Romig. Richie. Johnson. Everyone behind the ball for Tormenta. And forming a great wall in front of the One Knoxville offense. Richie. Richie. Flicked on! But Romig made sure he wasn't outsmarted by Kempis Tequila. Richie did very well to get away from Akoto. Tequila just couldn't get the contact on the flick. Romig was alive and ready. Well, Vivas chasing onto it, and he took it off of Skelton. Richie. Johnson sending it forward. The wind starting to pick up here in South Georgia. Deflected out of play. One Knoxville will win the throw-in. James Thomas. Kick in the back of Angelo Kelly there. One Knox taking control in the early going. Had much of the ball to start the second half. Richie. Tormenta set up in the low block at the moment. Not letting Knox have any gaps to play into. Can Steedman get away from pressure? Resets play, and Tormenta can reset. Try and build out of the back. Tormenta are seeking their 50th win in club history in the regular season, sitting on 49. Been trying to seek that for quite some time. Haven't won a game since they beat Chattanooga Red Wolves here on May 18th. 4-0, dominant display on that occasion. But since then, that was their 49th win in the regular season. They've been waiting for that 50th. Lombardi, that's crossed into the danger area. Sean Lewis was quick on the scene. Tormenta attackers waiting for that moment to press. A heavy touch from a One Knoxville defender. Steedman goes down, couldn't control it. Fernandez. It's a good turn. Kelly. Kempis Tequila! What a save! But the flag was up anyway against Kempis Tequila. But Drew Romig, in his first USL League One start of the season, made himself big. Angelo Kelly played Tequila in behind, and Drew Romig made himself nice and big to stop Tequila, even though the flag did go up against the German. Sebastian Vivas running onto it. Now he's in an offside position. Both teams find themselves in offside positions within a minute of each other. Vivas ready for this free kick. He wants to cut it off as quick as he can. It's a player that Kochi and Cameron has nothing but admiration for. The way he's adapted to USL League One so quickly. 7 goals in all competitions, 5th in the regular season. Ian Cameron, he's looking for that spark from Vivas today. Ross. Johnson fired, deflected. Drew Romig certainly has been active to start the second half. Ball was laid off nicely for Johnson. That deflection, it didn't really slow it down, and Romig had to be aware. Dalmeida. Lovely turn from Tunbridge. Lombardi. Spangler. Ball's over the top. Vivas will get onto it. Has Lombardi in support. Vivas had his shirt pulled. And a free kick for South Georgia Tormenta. In a very dangerous position. Skelton, the guilty party. Ian Cameron only asking for a yellow card there. If Vivas' shirt wasn't pulled back, certainly would have put Tormenta through on goal. And Cameron looking for answers. He's certainly felt hard done by a few decisions, especially against Chattanooga Red Wolves in the last League One game, which saw Nick Akoto get sent off in stoppage time of the first half. But Steedman and Tunbridge standing over this one. Be Tunbridge within swing with his left foot. It will be Steedman. Curling towards the back post. And Callum Stretch couldn't keep it in play. Steedman's ball was nicely placed, just a little bit too long. And Stretch couldn't stretch his way towards it.
Entering the match, number 10, Pedro
Spangler will make way.
Substitution number 2,
Pedro Fonseca, excuse me. Another substitution as well. Connor Doyle makes his entrance into the contest. It's Ian Cameron who strikes first. In terms of the substitutions, here's Doyle. Steedman is the one who made way for Connor Doyle. Tunbridge. Doyle! Well, that would have been something from the substitute. His second touch since coming on, and what a chance it was. Might have bounced right before it got to him. He knows it. He knows what a chance that was. Doyle, one of the most experienced players on this Tormenta team, 32 years of age, has played for DC United, Colorado Rapids, started his career for Derby County in the UK. Also played for Chattanooga Red Wolves, for 2018 to 2019, and Union Omaha. Not short of experience at this level. That is a foul against Dalmeida, and he will go into the book. Second player of the evening to go, to be cautioned by Wesley Costa, the center referee. Late challenge there on Frank Ross, dangled the leg. Any given opportunity, that will be a yellow card. The other person on the yellow card today is Daniel Steedman, who has already made way. Davio Dalmeida. It's the first signing of the USL off-season. 23 years old. Kelly tried to find Tequila again. Romig's clearance wasn't a great one. And that was a crucial interception by Tavio Dalmeida. Doyle. Vivas couldn't get the crucial touch. Fonseca sprinting. Nice build up here from Knox. Long ball, trying to find Angelo Kelly. Goalkeepers have really been in action throughout this game. They've had the ball at their feet, they've had the ball in their hands quite a lot. Fonseca, one of the recent substitutions. Oh, Vivas, if you let that go for a Kodo, might have been a 1v1. Crossed in, headed clear. Lombardi. Johnson. Here comes Ross. Tequila played in behind. He looked like he was in an offside position, and he was. And kicks the ball away in frustration, and that might put him in the referee's naughty books. It is a yellow card for Kempis Tequila. An unnecessary one for sure.
Yellow card issued to one Knoxville SC number 10.
Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157. North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access, Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Plus, hear live matches from USL, MLS, Premier League, and more. All on Sirius XM FC 157 on the new Sirius XM app. Nikakoto. So catch the USL All Access podcast with Devin Kerr and Mike Watts at least 2 days ago. All the updates from around USL. Fonseca brought down, and Knoxville thought they'd won the ball there. Jalen Chrysler thought he got a piece of it, but a free kick in an incredibly good position for Tormenta. Fonseca, that slight touch, it was really Haugley who did most of the damage. And Fonseca immediately takes the ball and puts it down. What a chance this could be for Tormenta. 25 yards out. Sean Lewis commanding his wall. He's got 5 bodies in the wall. Lewis commands instructions. Fonseca came on moments ago. It's Fonseca right into the wall. Can One Knox go on the counter-attack? Tequila. Ross on the turn. Ross takes space ahead of him. He's got Kelly in support. Kelly. Kelly with the shot, and his teammates aren't very happy with him for taking that one. Angelo Kelly, he's got 3 goals in the league this season. Maybe should have thought about finding another option before taking that one. Frank Ross in particular wasn't very happy with his teammate. It's over 64 minutes gone from Tormenta Stadium, still 0-0. Both teams have had their opportunities even in the second half. Almeida went up for that challenge, and Johnson has stayed on the floor. Another head injury, and referee just definitely needing to stop proceedings. Skelton trying to, I'm sure, speak to the referee about a second yellow card for Tavio Almeida. Both sets of players making sure to hydrate. It's still a very humid evening in Statesboro, Georgia. Let's take a look at what happened in USL League One last week in Week 12.
Play is Lee, plays it out to the left-hand side. Here's a shot and a goal. And look who it is, Liam McKinnon. Backs another to his name. Of the 18. Sends it centrally. Lee with the volley! And Evan Lee doubles the advantage. Greenville up 2-0 against Charlotte.
Between the sticks, Janey. No nonsense, puts that one away. It's Madison 1, Omaha 0. Today, Janey pokes this one through. He already has one. Christian Janey to try and seal the result. Laid off to Prentice, and that'll do it.
Lots of exciting goals in USL League One. Fastest growing league. Got 5 other teams joining next season from all across the United States. 2 teams in California, 1 in Texas, 1 in Maine, and 1 in Westchester, New York. One Knox, the second most recent team to join the fray. Spokane Velocity joining this season. Johnson. Oh, it's flicked on. Ross! And you would have expected him to do a little bit better. Couldn't wrap his foot around it. He's looking for a penalty. Did very well to get around a defender. Preston Kilwine just deterring the Scotsman just enough. Both teams do like to score their goals in the second half. Tormenta have scored 65% of their goals this season in the second half, 11 of 17.
In the 68th
One
minute of
Knox,
play, we have
even
one
more than that,
substitution for
70% of their
FC.
goals have come
Leaving the match,
in the
number
second
11,
45.
Frank Ross, entering the match,
Frank
number
Ross, who
45,
just missed that
Kingsford
opportunity, makes way. Kingsford Ajay, the Ghanaian international, will enter the contest. Can he be the difference maker for One Knoxville? Free kick, though, for Tormenta. Another dangerous position for them. They've had a few opportunities, and Daniel Steedman, who scored from a little bit of even further distance to this against Central Valley. He's not on the pitch, so it's going to be Connor Doyle or Mason Tunbridge standing over this one. I'm sure Sean Lewis will stand a little bit closer to his goal line for this one. Doyle floats it in. First header. Keeps bouncing around. Who's going to come up with it? Fired on the volley from Jake Dengler. He's over the bar. Ball just didn't want to come down, and when it did, Dengler fired his boots at it. Just couldn't get over the ball enough. Ooh, that was a late one on Lombardi, and rivaling in pain. He genuinely might be hurt, and that's a yellow card. Issue to James Thomas. Lombardi remains on the ground. It was a late challenge.
In the 75th minute of play,
possibly got
yellow card issued to one Knoxville
right
SC,
knee of
number
Lombardi
16,
stuck in the ground. James Thomas, 5th yellow card of the season. I think there's a conversation, me and Cameron, that could even be a serious offense, where a yellow card seems fair from referee Wesley Costa. And happily, thankfully, Aaron Lombardi back on his feet. Vivas to the back post. Akoda was there. And the referee's going to call a foul on Akoda for the hand in the back on Richie. Forcing Stuart Ritchie to go down there was Akoda. Ticked over 71 minutes from Tormenta Stadium. Still a deadlock, 0-0. See who will be the second half hero for either side. It's been so evenly matched. Both teams have had their fair share. Here's Kelly. Thomas. Howgley. One knocks in the ascendancy. Richie. Trademark cross. And Lombardi was still hobbling a little bit on that knee. Was able to get it clear. Kiva gets his team going quickly. Tequila. Lovely from Tequila! Kempis Tequila breaks the deadlock. He hasn't scored in 2 games. What a time to end the drought. Mark McKeever delighted. Look what it means to all of them. They know how difficult that has been. It's been a game that's been so closely contested. But Tequila, that little bit of skill and the outstretched arm of Drew Roaming, who's done so well today. He couldn't stop that one. Beautifully taken by the German. Is that the winner? From Kempis Tequila.
In the 72nd minute of play, goal scored by one Knoxville SC number 10.
The 72nd minute. One Knoxville. Can see the 3 points on the horizon. Thanks to their main man, Kempis Tequila, who signed this season. Spent a lot of his career in Luxembourg, even played in 6 Europa League qualifiers. But Tormenta, can they respond? They're hyped up. Jordan Skelton, he got that ball clear. He was fired up. That ball, we're going to have to get another one. Now Thomas will hit the deck, and looks like he might need some attention. And all the players will decide to grab a little bit of a drink. James Thomas, the Englishman, started his career at Farnham Town in the non-league system and then moved to the United States for college. Played for New Hampshire and Young Harris, where he met head coach Mark McKeever in NCAA Division II. Let's take a look at that goal once again from Kempis Tequila. Johnson found Tequila, but then the German did it all himself. Lovely touch away from Jake Dangler. Drew Roaming, he's been so good tonight in his first USL League One start of the year. And got a piece of it as well. Kempis Tequila.
In the 75th minute of play, we have 2 substitutions.
Angelo Kelly
for 1 Knoxville.
Going to be subbed off here for 1 Knoxville.
Leaving the match,
Richard
number 8,
Ballard will
Angelo
enter the
Kelly.
fray.
Entering the match, number 17, Richard Ballard. Second substitution,
Angelo
entering
Kelly,
the match,
he
number 16, James Thomas.
could have had a few
Entering the
goals
match,
of
number
his
4,
own today.
Sean O'Hearn.
Just hasn't worked out for him. And Sean O'Hearn will also enter the contest. He's back after suspension that he picked up against Greenville Triumph. Defensive-minded substitution from Mark McKeever to close this one out. Angelo Kelly making way, as well as James Thomas, who was the one who was seeking attention for that stoppage in play. Tormenta, they can score goals, late on especially. Especially between the 76th and 90th minute, they've scored 35% of all their goals. Cross from stretch, headed clear. Tequila with the touch and turning away. Ballard running to his right. Ballard gets it, but not before the sliding challenge of Preston Kilwine. Another substitution this time. South Georgia Tormenta. Joshua Ramos and Niall Watson both entering the fray. Joshua Ramos, the captain of the US Virgin Islands national team, and Niall Watson making his 11th substitute appearance of the season, the most in the squad. But he is one
77th minute of play, we have 2 substitutions.
super sub for South Georgia Tormenta. 3 goals off the bench.
The match, number 19, Tavio Dalmeida.
His heroics are required for Tormenta if they're to get anything out of this game. O'Hearn heading it clear for Knoxville. And the boot clear as well from Howgley. Doyle. And his touch a little too heavy. Tunbridge. Deflected off of Richard Ballard, and it's actually favorable for Tormenta. They've got a corner.
All right, fans, that's a Tormenta corner kick. You know what to do.
First corner of the night for South Georgia Tormenta. Haven't scored from a set piece in the league this season. What a perfect moment this would be. That one's crossed in. Knoxville are first to it. Headed clear by Adjay. is out for a corner, for a throw-in, excuse me. Mason Tunbridge against Adjay. Fonseca, Kilwine. Lombardi tried to crank one. That one's crossed into a dangerous area. Knoxville had to be ready. They can't clear their lines at the moment. Lombardi, Vivas was there. Knoxville still can't clear their lines. Doyle, Lombardi, deflected cross, and Haugley can eventually clear. Tequila, Ballard, lovely from Knoxville. Johnson, still Johnson. He tried to go himself, but didn't have enough power behind it to trouble Drew Romig. Would have thought the New York native could have done a bit better there. Drew Romig, he's done well in his first USL League One start. Possibly could have done better with the goal, but otherwise he has had a pretty faultless performance. It needs his offense to do a little bit of work for him. Try and snatch a point at least. Lombardi's cross had a nice curve to it, but it was right to Sean Lewis. Johnson. Command from Ian Cameron to press. 10 minutes to go. Well, Knox happy to just control possession here. Tequila. Switch to Sean O'Hearn. Haugley. Johnson. Tequila. Tequila. Don't let him on his left again. Now he's right. The German, I think he definitely did better, but say he's even limping a little bit. Both teams are out on their feet at the moment. Game started at 93 degrees. Air temperature felt like 100. It's been a commanding effort. It's been a physical contest. And only one goal separates them with 8 minutes to go in normal time. Tunbridge, Lombardi, Tunbridge again. Dangler. Ramos. Can he be the magic that Tormenta need at this late stage? He's just subbed on. Stretch. Stretches cross. Oh! Well, Sean Lewis had to be on his toes there. It wasn't too far away onto the roof of the net. He caught everyone out there. Did Callum Stretch. Wasn't near any of its intended targets, but nearly caught out the 32-year-old goalkeeper. The final substitution for Tormenta hasn't happened yet. We will surely see that substitution momentarily. It was Jackson Corey will enter the next dead ball. Adjay. Tequila. O'Hearn. O'Hearn! Well, that wasn't too far away. Knoxville pushing for that second, and substitute Sean O'Hearn wasn't too far away. Cut nicely to his left. He saw that gap open to the left of pressing Kilwine, just couldn't find it at the near post. Jackson Corey does enter the contest for Callum Stretch, whose long cross nearly ended up in the back of the Knoxville net moments ago. Tunbridge. That's a long, sweeping, long ball right into the hands of Sean Lewis. The USL Championship is on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golasso Network and ESPN Plus. Go to the USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. The summer of soccer is certainly in full swing. Games on CBS Sports Network and USL League One on ESPN2 as well. ESPN platforms all season long. No foul. Both teams thinking that they should have had a foul in that situation. Vivas. That one's crossed in. Sean Lewis maybe could have got to that, but it's going to end up being a Tormenta corner.
That's another Tormenta corner kick. Stop your feet!
Connor Doyle. A bit of a rush. Less than 5 minutes to go. Can Tormenta snatch at least a point? Doyle whips it in towards the back post. Vivas was there. Ajay with the outside of the foot clearance.
In the 86th minute of play, we have 1 substitution for 1 Knoxville SC.
And here comes the goal scorer, Kempis Tequila. Will that be the winning goal?
Number 10, Kempis Tequila.
His 6th goal in all competitions, 5th of the season. It was a bit of individual brilliance from the German. Touches it onto his left boot. And the outstretched arm of Drew Romick did get a hand to the ball, and you argue he probably could have done better. But it was a little bit of beautiful skill from the Magic German. A little signature celebration we've seen 6 times this season. What a signing he has been for 1 Knoxville. Free kick called against 1 Knoxville. It will be a free kick in a dangerous position. They won't send it long. They'll try and build up. Here's Doyle. Castro was the one who entered the contest for Tequila. Castro is the one who flicks it forward. Rodolfo Castro, San Jose native. Kilwine, long switch, and just over the head of Fonseca. eFootball 2024 is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. Tunbridge did well to get in between Haugley and Ballard there, but ended up being a free kick for Tormenta. Ramos. Corey. Headed clear at the near post. Lombardi's onto it against Ballard. Headed out to Vivas. Is there a moment of magic from him in this one? Lombardi. Nicely blocked by Sean O'Hearn. Fonseca. Lombardi again. Gets his cross in. Headed clear. And Ajay did well to get there first. Castro on the turn. Can 1 Knox break? Here's Ballard. He's got a bunch of furrow ahead of him. Ballard turns away again. Ooh, that was a late one from Fonseca. And without a doubt, that will be a free kick for 1 Knox. Pedro Fonseca, who's started all but 3 games this season. Lucky to not go into the headmaster's office. Speaking with the referee there. The referee keeps his cards in his pocket for the moment. So we tick into the final minutes of the 90. Secure your seat for Tormenta FC's Back to School Bash match on Saturday, August 3rd, as we take on Spokane Velocity. For the first time in club history, go to tormentafc.com/tickets to get your tickets now. The eldest team against the youngest team. Lombardi. Is there a final roll of the dice? Lombardi's cross. That one's headed up and cleared by Ballard. Ramos. He's got Lombardi to his left. Ball was behind Lombardi. Fonseca. Kilwine. Here's Corey. Tried to get the cross in, deflected. Richie sliding challenge.
The official has indicated there will be a minimum of 6 minutes.
6 minutes of added time. Is there time for Tormenta to level it up, or for Knoxville to seal all 3 points? Sliding effort from Johnson. Out for a throw-in. Actually, it was offside against Vivas. And a few crucial seconds will tick off the clock. Encouragement from both managers. Ian Cameron telling his team they will have another chance. There will be another one. And with 5 minutes of added time, you can't argue. But as 1 Knox will have another chance themselves. Corey. Sliding effort goes all the way back to Doyle. He's the deepest player for Tormenta. Lombardi. Tormenta throwing everything they can at it. Up against O'Hearn. Sean O'Hearn wins it back. And that one's cleared. Sean O'Hearn back from suspension. Did very well there to stop the Tormenta attack. Cross to the back post. It's a penalty. Well, the referee blew his whistle. And it was actually against Tormenta. Jake Dangler even receives a yellow card for dissent.
In second half stoppage time, yellow card.
He argues he was brought down, denying of a goal-scoring opportunity. Jalen Chrysler back to his feet. He'll be happy to see that it is a 1 Knoxville free kick rather than a penalty at this late stage. Doyle sending it back forward. Forces Chrysler to get ahead on it. O'Hearn keeps it in play. Vivas did everything he could to block that clearance. Tunbridge. That long ball will be perfect for 1 Knoxville, and they can knock off a few extra seconds. Under 3 minutes to go. Sean Lewis will want to get this as far away from his penalty area as possible. Can all 3 points go back to Rocky Top? Or does Tormenta have one final chance in them to snatch at least a point at home? They need to have some more meaningful possession in the Knoxville half to do that. (2022) USL League One champions. Just over 2 minutes away from yet another loss in league play. They haven't won since the middle of May. Desperate to get a win. Knoxville have had a win, but not in Jägermeister Cup. They've had 3 losses on the bounce in league play. Kilwine tried to play it in behind, but it was sent clear. An extra few seconds off the clock. Under 90 seconds to go. Lombardi. Late challenge again. And a free kick for Tormenta. Sean O'Hearn goes into the book.
In the second half stoppage time, yellow card issued to one Knox, number 40, Sean
Tactical
O'Hearn.
foul more than anything, really, from Sean O'Hearn. Stop Lombardi from getting into space, but a dangerous position now for the free kick. Could be the final chance. Lombardi's still slow back to his feet. He took that late challenge from Angelo Kelly earlier on. Connor Doyle stands over this free kick. 1 assist on the season. Desperate to get another for Tormenta. Doyle whips it in. Oh my goodness, it was nearly there. Joshua Ramos was gliding in towards the 6-yard area. Ends up being a corner for Tormenta.
Tormenta corner kick. Stop!
It might have even come off of Ramos last. Referee didn't see it. As we tick toward that 6th minute. Possible final play of the game. It goes over everyone and ends up in 3 players on the deck. Jake Dangler went up for it, couldn't reach it. And that could be it for 1 Knoxville. They go back to Tennessee with all 3 points. Wesley Costa trying to get Sean Lewis to take this one quickly. He will gladly take his time. First win in 3 games for 1 Knoxville. The referee still hasn't blown his whistle, however. Flicked on. Foul is called against Castro. Tormenta need to be quick. They need to send this forward as quick as they can. Over a minute of the promised stoppage time now. Into the 97th minute. They got to get this ball forward. Ramos. Tunbridge. Ball was a bit short for Ramos. Lombardi. That one's crossed in and held onto by Sean Lewis. And that is that. Sean Lewis, back from suspension, seals the deal for 1 Knoxville. Rocky Top have all 3 points. They've come to South Georgia and taken the victory from Tormenta FC. It was so closely fought. Both teams had their chances, but Kempis Tequila was the one who took the ultimate chance and got the game winner. Mark McKeever will be delighted. We'll check out the save of the match from Tormenta. Drew Romig, he certainly had a few good ones, and this was definitely the best. Richie's shot at the near post could have easily caught out the goalkeeper in his first USL League One start of the season, but he did ever so well to collapse onto it and keep the spill from going any further. we'll have full-time highlights and reaction from One Knoxville's victory over South Georgia Tormenta. A huge victory for the boys from Rocky Top. We'll be right back after this short break.
Hi, I'm Michelle Smith-Lang from Kids World Learning Center here in Statesboro, Georgia. Let us take care of all of your childcare needs here at Kids World Learning Center, from your infants all the way to your after-schoolers. We also have a summer camp and holiday camp for those older children. And we have our brand new bus for our field trips, for the children to have fun and to learn and to explore new things all around our beautiful county. Thank you for trusting us with your most prized possessions.
Optum Health System's commitment to you has not changed. Unmatched safety and compassionate care. Others may talk about the new normal, but at Optum Health System, we've always provided high-quality, personalized care safely. If you have recently delayed your care, we want to reassure you we are prepared to care for you. Our absolute commitment to safe, high-quality, personalized care is stronger than ever. We welcome you back to Optum Health System.
I need to try it first.
A closely fought matchup between South Georgia Tormenta and One Knoxville goes the way of the boys from Rocky Top. 1-0, and the courtesy of a goal from that man, Kempis Tequila. Let's take a look at those full-time highlights. And this game was so closely contested. Both teams had their opportunities. Sebastian Vivas, leading scorer for Tormenta, had this one. Sean Lewis made the low save and quickly collapsed onto it before Delmeda could get there. And in the 40th minute, we just saw this save from Drew Romig. Stuart Ritchie, good shot towards that near post. And the first time goalkeeper this season for Tormenta made the stop. Tequila made a good touch away from the Tormenta defenders, but ran into a wall of black jerseys. Couldn't get on the end of that one. And this was a great shot from Tequila just 4 minutes later. Bang, on the turn. And Romig did ever so well just to hold on to that one. 57th minute into the second half. Tormenta came out recently strong. Doyle on the first time shot. Just came on the pitch at that point. Could have done a little bit better. But this was the deciding moment. Kempis Tequila gets the ball from Callum Johnson. Little touch away from Jake Dangler and slotting it into the bottom left corner. Completely dummies the Tormenta captain and gets it past the outstretched arm of Drew Romig for his 6th goal of the season, 5th in USL League One. A huge result for One Knoxville. They move up in the table into the top 4. A huge one for Mark McKeever's men. They've now won 2 games on the bounce in all competitions and will look to bounce back once again and get their 3rd winner in a row at home against Northern Colorado next Saturday. Ian Cameron will leave upset, but the final score from Tormenta Stadium goes the way of Rocky Top. It's South Georgia Tormenta 0, One Knoxville 1. Make sure to tune into USL League 2 League One action tomorrow on ESPN+. Nicholas Whaley signing off. Have a great rest of the weekend, everyone.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.